Hey, what's up guys? It's your man 4yam again back with a new video for V Rising. Yesterday, a new update went live and this one nerfed many things to the ground, guys. Many things got nerfed. Scholar Blood, let's say, is gonna be a lot less powerful, as well as many different abilities, while others might be very viable. So we're gonna talk about all these changes, how they're gonna affect your build, and which builds are gonna start becoming viable towards the future. So guys, let's get right to it. Alright, so here we are on the official community page for V Rising on Steam. As you can see, not many people are playing as of right now. So right here we have patch 0.5.42050, which got released yesterday, and they did some bug fixes, but most importantly also nerfed many things while they also buffed some. So let's talk about them right now. So the following improvements will be added to V Rising with this patch. So guys, there is no turning point. This is live already. The new features aren't very special. We've got some localization stuff, as well as the player can now dismantle floors and borders that are next to walls and pillars without having to dismantle any pillar first. Not a huge thing, but can be very useful for people who like to be creative with their castles. But then we also have quite some bug fixes. Fixed the bug where it was possible to jump over walls in certain cases. This can definitely break the game regarding raiding, let's say. All the rest is not really worth mentioning, but if you want to read the full list, the link will be in the description. Right here we also have one fixed issue where the screen could slowly turn dark. Interesting. Anyways guys, balance changes. That's what we're all about right here in this video. So first off, we have the Vermin Salve is no longer interrupted by damage during the cast time. Will still break during the buff duration if the player takes damage, of course, but this is really nice. Then the Scholar Blood. Oh man, this is a really bad thing. I mean, many people love Scholar Blood. It's without doubt the best blood for caster builds and for many other builds because it increases your spell power, gives you a free cast, but both of them got reduced from 12 to 25% to 10 to 20%. So that is a slight nerf, especially towards the higher percentages of the blood, while the free cast chance got reduced from 20 to 15%. Then for the mounted combat, melee damage done when mounted is reduced by 30%. That is a big hit, my friends, but at the same time, I don't really care because this is not really something I use for combat. Anyways, blood. Veil of Blood. Healing increased to 6% from 5, which I really like because on my Brute Blood build, the Berserker build, let's say, for both mid and end game, I also made an early variant of it, but you can find it in the top right of the screen if you're interested. I also use this one sometimes, and it can definitely help to keep your HP pool to the maximum. Then for Unholy, guys, this is actually very interesting because I barely ever play with these spells, but right now they start to deal a lot more damage. Corpse Explosion, damage increased to 140% from 125. Fading Snare duration increased to 1.5 instead of 1, so that's 50% longer duration. Cooldown reduced to 10 seconds from 12. So Corpse Explosion is going to be more interesting. Not sure if you want to use this spell in particular, but then we also have the Unstable Mosquito. Damage increased to 70% from 60. Also, one of the spells I usually don't work with, but it's definitely cool to see some new things becoming viable in the game. Just like the Veil of Bones, which I think is a very good dash, guys. Initial projectile damage increased to 75%. Woo! That is a big buff. I think I should definitely make a new build with this one. Sounds very interesting. Max bounce is reduced to 3 from 4. That sounds reasonable because we already have a ×3 damage increase. Each bounce now reduces the damage to the next by 25. Okay. I take back my words, kind of. But this is very interesting, especially if you focus on single target damage. So let me quickly check out this spell in game. So on the Unholy tab, we have the Veil of Bones. Dash towards input direction and elude nearby enemies for 2.2 seconds. Your next attack launches a projectile that deals 75% magical damage, bouncing to enemies, and also inflict the Amplify that increases the damage taken by 25% for 5 full seconds, guys. So this is actually a pretty interesting one to weaken your enemies, make them even more vulnerable, deal a lot of damage after you've hit them. The next one which we talked about was a Corpse Explosion, dealing damage when it explodes and applies a Fading Snare that lasts for 1.5 seconds. And then also the Unstable Mosquito. And ooh, we're taking some sun damage right here. So this is the Veil of Bones. Looks pretty interesting. You shoot that coil every time when you dash. Then we have the corpse explosion right there with a slight delay, let's say, deal some AoE damage, and also the mosquitoes. I'm definitely gonna make a build with the Veil of Bones, guys. I think this is gonna be really nice. Anyways, let's move on to the illusion. So first off, we have the Spectral Wolf. Damage increased from 100 to 125%, so this is a pretty nice buff, while we do see a cooldown increase from 7 to 8 seconds. I think this is reasonable. Then we also have the cast time from Mirror Strike, basically the ultimate reduced from 1 to 0.7 seconds. I think this is a very good one because it did feel a little bit long to cast, let's say. Sometimes you can even miss this one because of it, which is very annoying. You guys know that I am a huge fan of some of the illusion abilities, like the Veil of Illusion, but this right here is the Spectral Wolf in action. Then we also made a build with these wisps, let's say, but the ultimate is definitely going to be easier to land right now, so very good news. But then we have the Chaos abilities, and boy oh boy, these got nerfed big time. Unfortunately, rip all the builds, let's say, but projectile damage from Chaos Barrier already got reduced from 70 to 50%, so that is very painful to see. Chaos Volley cooldown increased from 7 to 8 seconds, and the damage reduced to 110 from 125%. A big hit right there as well, as this is one of the main abilities everybody loves to use. So we're gonna show it in game in a second. Power Surge, Shield Absorb reduced from 150 to 120%. Also a big hit, guys. Veil of Chaos cooldown increased from 8 to 9 seconds. And the damage also got decreased from 50 to 40%. Then, last but not least, we have the Merciless Charge. Cast time also reduced from 0.8 to 0.7, just like we had with the Mirror Strike. So they're gonna make it slightly easier to be able to hit these ultimates, which is a very good thing because, especially in PvP, you will have a hard time hitting other players with it. Fix an issue where the player got locked in position for a short duration when the area of effect triggered early during the dash. Probably when you collide with some environment, let's say. But yeah, let's just equip the full build. So Chaos, the Chaos Volley got nerfed. Then we also have the Power Surge, the Chaos Barrier, boy oh boy, everything basically got nerfed. Merciless Charge right here. So first off, for the bolts themselves, they will now deal slightly less damage from 125 to 110. Also have a longer cooldown, so it's gonna be interesting to still use that Scholar Blood if you wanna have an effective build with it. While the shield itself will also become less powerful. Personally, I think the better option still is Power Surge. Even though the shield got nerfed from 150 to 120%, you will still get that movement and attack speed buff of 25%. So it will still feel like you're on steroids, guys. A very powerful ability still. So just only some nerf to the shield amount. And then also the Veil of Chaos. So it's gonna have a longer cooldown, less damage with the explosion right here. And then last but not least, the Merciless Charge. If you cast this one, it will be slightly faster as well, just like the Mirror Strike. For Frost, however, we do get some interesting changes. Crystal Lance, an ability which I've never used because it was just such a pain to cast, let's say, especially in PvP. Projectile damage increased to 190% instead of 150. Cast time reduced to 1.2 instead of 1.4. Guys, this one took so much time to cast. It deals a lot of damage right now, so I think it's gonna be fun to test it out. Cooldown also got reduced from 8 to 7 seconds. If you played mage builds in World of Warcraft, for example, I think this is gonna feel a lot of fun to play with. Also, splinter damage reduced from 50 to 40%. That's basically the damage you deal when it hits something, basically behind it when it shatters. Also, the Ice Nova, cooldown reduced to 10 seconds instead of 12. Very nice to see, as well as the Veil of Frost Nova frost damage reduced from 50 to 30%. I mean, it already gives you a shield, which didn't get nerfed, so I think this is okay. While the Arctic Leap also got fixed a little bit, where it could hit the target twice, and the damage got reduced from 225 to 200%. So we got the Crystal Lance right here, the Ice Nova, the Veil of Frost, and also the Arctic Leap. So the Veil of Frost will give you a shield when you cast it, and when you hit something, the damage will be slightly less right now. But the Lance is the one which I am very interested in. Look at this one. Takes a pretty long time to cast, but once you hit an enemy with it, oh boy, you will hit him like a truck. and the cooldown is slightly less right now. So if you have some extra cooldown reduction with the Scholar Blood, it's gonna be a lot of fun to work with this one, while you also have this Nova ability, which has a reduced cooldown. So I think Frost builds will start to become quite viable right now, so we should definitely make one in the coming days. Anyways, Arctic Leap, my hands down favorite ultimate ability, did get nerfed a little bit damage-wise, but I still think it's a very strong ability, as you'll be able to use this one as Leap to both engage, disengage, and freeze enemy vampires. Guys, seriously, for full 3 seconds, I think this is very nice to have. Then we also have some weapon changes. Very interesting. We're gonna start off with the crossbow. Many people don't like this one, but I still think it's very viable for PvE, especially if you're under-geared. By the way, if you want to see my best weapon video, it's at the top right of the screen, but crossbow bolts will no longer deal less damage than a normal shot after using any of these Veil or Travel abilities. I think this is a very nice buff, especially for the Veil of Blood, as many people love to use this one in combination with crossbows, and right now it's actually buffed from 5 to 6% of your maximum HP, and it will deal the full damage when you use it, so you will basically deal more damage and heal yourself more while you're at it. Then for the spear, we have 1000 spears ability, damage reduced per hit to 25% from 30. So instead of a total damage of 240, it will be 200. So this is definitely a big hit, guys. So this is basically the combo many people use. So first they use their slashers, go into stealth to hit their enemies, then switch to their spears and basically do the first ability to hit them like a truck. But this one got slightly nerfed or balanced, let's say. The harpoon skill cast time also got reduced from 0.8 to 0.7 seconds, which is very nice to see. The damage also got increased by 20% from 70 to 90. So right now it's gonna be easier to hit this skill, as it is pretty difficult, especially for PvP, and it will also deal more damage, which I think is very nice. Oh boy, an X nerf, guys, the X strike, my hands down favorite ability in this game. Incapacitate duration from intersecting hit reduced to 1 second from 2 seconds. So that's from all the enemies you hit in between, let's say. And the damage per X hit also got reduced from 85 to 80%. So yeah, you're definitely gonna feel this, especially if you have to deal with bigger packs of mobs, trash mobs, and have to slow them down, let's say. But I still think the X's are hands down the best weapon for PvE. But then, boy oh boy, for the maces, this is actually becoming a lot more powerful. So the crushing blow damage increased from 110 to 150%, while the smack also got its cooldown reduced from 9 to 8 seconds. Mace builds are going to become a lot more interesting from now on, guys. If you have a nice one for the community, definitely let me know in the comments down below. I might make a video for it as well, but I still really love my X build. But let's check out the abilities in-game to see the changes. So for the mace, if we leap with this one, it's gonna deal a lot more damage. I really like this one because it's a nice both engage and disengage ability. People use this one pretty much to escape from sticky situations, but also to pummel on their enemies and slow them down, while the second one can be used to knock back enemies, and the cooldown got reduced on this one. So yes, maces, gonna be very interesting. Swords also get a big hit, a big nerf basically on the whirlwind. Total damage from 175 to 150%. So per hit, it's only gonna deal 130% of your weapon damage. I don't really like to see this, as it already didn't deal a lot of damage in my opinion. But then also for the shockwave, we got a cast time increase to 0.7 instead of 0.6. I really don't like to see this, but maybe they want to balance it more when we look at the spear, let's say. But the damage per teleport strike also got reduced to 20% from 25 and a total of 60. This one already didn't deal a lot of damage, so it's a pain to see that happening. But then last but not least, we also have the slashers. Elusive strike damage per hit increased to 70% from 60, as the base damage of the slashers is terrible. Then we also have the camouflage, incapacitate duration reduced to 2.5 instead of 3 seconds. I think this is okay, especially in regards to PvP. So that, my friends, is basically it for the changes regarding yesterday's update. You can definitely tell that some things got nerfed big time, while others became very interesting, viable to check out, let's say, with V Rising. Definitely let me know in the comments which abilities you really feel bad for because of the nerfs, or maybe you are very excited to check out certain abilities. Also let me know in the comments. This is also a perfect moment to talk about my new servers which I released yesterday to the public. I have a V-Rising Casual PvE and Heroic PvP server, which both might be very interesting for you to check out. Definitely make sure to click on the link in the top right of the screen if you're interested in joining. Everybody is welcome, and of course if you want to have 10% off when hosting servers for V-Rising, make sure to click my ref link in the description to get a discount when checking out. Right now though, I want to thank you for watching, thank you for sticking till the end. If you enjoyed watching this one, make sure to hit that like button. Right now though, it is 4 AM out. I want to wish you an awesome day. Till next time, peace.